Chemical Safety Information, Hazard Communication for the University of Central Florida. We're going to talk today about 5 stages of hazard communication. First, safety data sheets, or SDSs, labeling and marking systems, employee training, written plan, and chemical inventory. Safety data sheets were formerly known as material safety data sheets. The format of the 16-section safety data sheet should include the following sections: identification, hazard identification, composition information on ingredients in the compound, first aid measures, firefighting measures, accidental release measures, handling and storage, exposure controls, personal protection, physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity, toxicological information, ecological information, disposal considerations, transport information, regulatory information, and other information including the date of preparation or last revision of the safety data sheet. Your rights with regard to safety data sheets. Your employer must have an SDS for every hazardous substance you use as part of your job. If you request to see a copy of a safety data sheet or a material safety data sheet for a product you use and your employer cannot provide it after 1 working day, you may refuse to use that product or work in an area where it is being used. These safety data sheets must be available to you the entire time you are in the workplace. Safety data sheets are available online and on location. If you request your own personal copy of a safety data sheet or material safety data sheet, your employer has 15 days to provide it. Labeling and marking systems. The labeling and marking systems we will discuss are the National Fire Protection Association diamonds, the Hazardous Materials Information System labels, Uniform Laboratory Hazard signage, the Hazard Communication Standard pictograms and hazards in the Global Harmonization System. National Fire Protection Association diamonds. These diamonds are color-coded and provide a numerical rating system for compounds or laboratories. They're often located near main entrances, fire alarm panels, or on outside entrance doors or on shipping containers. They provide at-a-glance hazard information. The NFPA diamonds represent health on the left in a blue diamond, flammability at the top in a red diamond, instability or reactivity on the right on a yellow diamond, and the white diamond at the bottom is special hazard information. The NFPA rating scale is 4 is a deadly hazard, all the way to 0, which presents no hazard. The special hazards that most commonly are found on UCF property are oxidizers, OX, and water reactives, represented by a W with a line through it. The HMIS labeling system. HMIS labels are designed to go on individual containers of products that do not have manufacturer's labels. These have the same color code and numerical rating system as the NFPA diamonds. Blue represents health, red represents flammability, yellow represents instability or reactivity. The white is specific to the labeling, can represent personal protective equipment or special protection information. Labeling your containers. You should never have any unattended, unlabeled containers in your workplace. Unlabeled containers that are unattended can create hazards. Always label containers before leaving your work area. Labels should be in English and understandable to someone not familiar with your work. A properly labeled container has the following information: chemical name, manufacturer, distributor, or importer, the NFPA diamond, and if the container is larger than 250 grams or 250 milliliters, the container should also have the Global Harmonization System pictogram. The pictogram depicts physical and health hazards associated with the chemical. If the container is a secondary container, the date transferred or prepared and the name of the person who prepared the transferred chemical must be on the label. Improperly labeled containers are dangerous to everyone. Make sure your labels are in good condition and legible. Labels should not be corroded, smeared, illegible, peeling, chemical formulas, or numbers. UCF also uses uniform laboratory signage. Prior to performing work or maintenance in a laboratory, always check with the appropriate personnel, the lab manager, the chemical hygiene officer, or the professor that it is safe to do so. The laboratory signage is located on laboratory and chemical storage area doors. Pictographs represent the worst hazards present in the lab or in the area. The next labeling marking system we will discuss is the Hazard Communication Standard Pictograms, or HCS. The pictogram representing health hazards is in a red bordered diamond with a silhouette of a person. These represent carcinogens, mutagens, reproductive toxins, target organ toxins, and aspiration toxins. The flame inside the red border is representative of flammables, pyrophorics, self-reactives, and organic peroxides, to name a few. The exclamation mark denotes skin and eye irritants, skin sensitizers, acute toxicity, narcotic effects, respiratory tract irritants, and the non-mandatory hazardous to the ozone layer, which may be adopted by the EPA. The compressed gas cylinder represents gases under pressure. This symbol in the red diamond indicates either corrosion to skin or burns, eye damage, or corrosion to metals. The pictogram with an exploding bomb indicates explosives, self-reactives, and organic peroxides. The flame over the circle represents oxidizers. The environmental hazard is represented by the dead tree and dead fish. It also indicates aquatic toxicity. The skull and crossbones inside the red diamond represents compounds that will be fatal or toxic. Employee training. Training is required within the first 30 days of employment or whenever new hazards are introduced. Training is also required annually. Training must cover the requirements of the regulations, the location and availability of safety data sheets and material safety data sheets, hazardous chemicals used in the workplace, methods to detect release, physical and health hazards, measures for personal protection, and details and location of the written plan. The written plan. You have a right to possess your own copy of UCF's Written Hazard Communications Plan, which is UCF policy. It is available from Environmental Health and Safety. If you are exposed to a hazardous substance at work, you should report it to your supervisor, who will complete an accident investigation form. Part of the Hazardous Communications Plan is chemical inventory. Chemical inventory is required from your department. The list is used to determine the correct signage for rooms and buildings and is made available to the fire department for their use during emergencies. Federal law requires an inventory of all chemicals on the UCF campus and that it be updated annually. The following information must be included in the chemical inventory: the item or chemical name, the manufacturer's name, the manufacturer's catalog number, the chemical abstract services number for all ingredients, the quantity on hand, including the amount and unit of measure, the building and the room number which the chemical is stored in. Special permits are required to possess tax-free alcohol, explosives, and controlled substance. Each of these categories are regulated by governmental agencies and have reporting requirements above and beyond the chemical inventory. Stay safe, UCF.